bus, a little stressed out. Just, I don't know, I'm worried about time. Yeah, gonna truck along. Gonna work more on the bathroom. Then we'll go back to the wiring. And I'm just gonna keep moving along. So what I'm actually trying to do here is build a form around the bucket instead of just having a box like most people just have like I was saying, a big box, and you kind of just sit on top of the box. I wanted to give it some like characteristics more of a toilet that we're used to. So I'm building these forms out of particle board that I'm going to attempt to laminate with really thin plywood. I don't know if it's going to work, but that is my plan, so we'll see how that goes. Right, I couldn't get the bend as drastic as I wanted it to. I don't know enough about shaping plywood, but I think there needs to be heat and water to get the full effect. But as you can see, it's not a full-on box. So now I'm going to make the lid, and yeah, then for the most part, toilet will be done minus cosmetics, and well, I guess I have to plumb it and put the ventilation fans in there as well, but it's coming along. And ta-da! Alright, so back on working on the bathroom. So I got this cool piece of maple. It actually had a little bit of dry rot, and unfortunately big old chunk of it like cracked out right there. I'm trying to do a half-ass fix, considering where it's going to be at. There's not going to be a lot of stress on it, but don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to be kind of bummed if it doesn't. I'll still be able to piece around it if I do, but this is essentially going to be the top of the shower once it's all said and done. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'd like to get a lot more of the bathroom hammered out today. Alright, so toilet's pretty much done. I'll probably trim it out with some to hide like the screws and stuff like that, but it's not really a priority right now. So there's a little switch right there. There's actually going to be, well, there already is fans in there that help mitigate any odor. Sucks it outside the bus. One thing that sucked is as I was drilling the vent hole, I was kind of afraid that this is where it was going to land, but it ended up coming out here. So realistically, I wanted to have a big hole, but instead I just drilled a bunch of little holes because it was actually going to be off-centered, and it would have been like partly there and this and that, and would have been kind of a nightmare to get like a nice hole through there. So I'm still gonna, I have a cover plate that will go over this, so rain can't go in there and whatnot. And then I'm gonna put actually a second fan that vents to the through the floor, just as a double thing. So now I am going to drill a drain, or attempt to. So I'm going to drill through the basin, drill through the floor, so we can have a drain going through the bottom. And oops, as I kick stuff, gonna do this guy, which is a sink drain, but being that it's ultra low flow, and I won't be taking half-hour showers anymore, this should suffice. So here we go. So one thing that I'm going to do differently is a lot of people that have done metal basins, whether it's for sinks or showers or whatever, or even just general shower pans as a whole, they talk about how the tub doesn't drain all the way, that there's always a little bit of excess water on the bottom. So the bus isn't flat. It's not going to always be sitting flat, even if you try to level it with shocks or whatever, or jacks, I should say. So what I'm actually going to attempt to do, and hopefully it's not too uncomfortable, is I am going to actually line the bottom of the tub with rocks that I've collected from the ocean. So they're nice and round and smooth and stuff like that. So I'll actually be standing on the rocks. So if there is any little bit of standing water, it's not like unsightly. I don't know. I'm really weird about like one of my OCD things is I can't really get into a wet shower because I feel like all the water's like filled with germs and stuff, which is pure insanity, I know, but that's just how I am. So it'll kind of give a little bit of a buffer zone or whatever. Cleaning it, on the other hand, is going to be a nightmare. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, so drains in. Little nothing fancy. Now I'm going to fill it with water to make sure it's not leaking. All right, I'm pretty exhausted. My friend Karen came over. She hammered out the rest of the filling of the ceiling, so ceiling filling is done. Now it just needs to be painted. As per usual, things are taking a little bit longer in the bathroom than I would like to, but we're making good progress. Karen also came in and finished all the insulation, the walls. Here's kind of a deconstructed look at the bathroom right now. So drywall's going up. Kind of a lot of thinking about how I'm going to finish this off, and that's kind of been taking up a lot of my time. So this is where the shower is going to be, and sneak peek of the shower. So it's kind of cool. So looking forward to it, but I'm pretty burnt. I might actually sleep in tomorrow, maybe not get a lot done, maybe just kind of refresh a little bit. My kitchen cabinets just got delivered, so I can technically hop right into that pretty quickly, so we'll see how it goes. Got a decent amount accomplished yesterday, not as much as I wanted to, but yeah, there's a lot of layering and thought process and trying to figure out where everything is going to go and how I'm going to run everything, and if I'm going to have to go backwards or whatnot. And then like with the curved ceilings, things don't necessarily fit right, like the way you cut them and blah, blah, blah. But like I was saying, my friend Karen helped out a lot yesterday. Bathroom walls are going up. Quick glance at the shower again. Yeah, it's coming, and I don't even know what to say right now. So I'm kind of just trying to take it easy today because I've been pretty overworked and tired. So I'm going to try to get I'm about to put the last wall up on the inside of the bathroom. Then I'm going to seal over all the holes, paint it, and then prep to build out the shower or whatnot. I'm kind of gambling with the shower as far as how I'm putting it together waterproof wise. Pretty confident it's going to work. It'll save me a lot of time and a lot of money if it does work the way that I want to do it. At the same time, it's costing a lot of money and taking a lot of time doing it the way that I want to do. So it'd be worse the other way. But I think if it works out the way I want it to, it'll actually be pretty darn cool. So we'll see how it goes. So cabinets, all my old art being shipped out to people. Glad it's going to new homes. Yeah, get to put together cabinets. There's one thing I keyed as well. It's kitchen cabinets. They're actually made pretty well. As far as cabinets go, they're relatively affordable, and they come in a bunch of different sizes, including different depths, which is kind of helpful. When I've done kitchens before, I try to maximize space and angles and stuff like that, and sometimes you need shorter depth cabinets to make for doors to shut and whatnot. And so yeah, with it being in the bus, I needed some kind of funky shapes and sizes, and the layout's gonna be kind of weird, so hopefully I can pull it off. But this giant box right here, that's my kitchen sink, so it's pretty freaking big sink for a school bus, but I don't know, it'll be cool. So yeah, until then, putting crap back together. And it's this old man's birthday. He turned 14 today. Happy birthday, Bomber. Even though you're deaf and you can't hear me, I love you, kid. So with the plumbing right now, I'm running into a little bit of a space issue. Pretty tight there. I'm gonna need to have at least one gas line come through here, another vent line, and I realized that my switch does not have enough room for the terminals to connect, so I'm gonna have to do something with the clearance here. We'll get it figured out though. So for people that know about plumbing, getting Teflon tape up in there was definitely fun. Sometimes I don't always think things through very well, but it'll work. Alright, so it's been a nightmare. I wanted to be pretty much wrapped up by Sunday on this. It's now Thursday. It's a real pain in the ass to cut around this stuff and to I don't know, it's not great, but I'll be able to cheat it with some fill. But I spent most of the day trying to cut around that stuff, and finally just told myself, what's more important, getting it done or having it be perfect. So trying to get it done. Essentially all the plumbing is done. The lines are ran for the kitchen. I just have to wait for the sink to be installed to plug that in. The kitchen should go pretty fast. The only thing that I'm waiting for is an on-off valve for the shower. I got this Nimbia shower. There's also a hand one that goes with it, but it's basically designed for ultra low water consumption. Essentially, it's supposed to atomize the water, make almost like a steam shower, as opposed to normal water. So being an off-grid system where I have a water tank for most, at least until I have a well established and stuff like that, I need to maximize the water as much as I can, so I don't have to keep going and refilling it and whatnot. It doesn't have an on-off valve, and all the black on-off valves come in a kit, and I didn't want to buy a whole kit because I already have a shower head, so I had a special order and a on-off valve that I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm hoping that it will. But until then, I just have the line wired all the way in. So all I really have to do is tap into that, and then I'll get the on-off valve situation going. Got all the plumbing done here. So hot water heater, it's going to be it's actually going to vent through the emergency flasher. So I was going to build a box around this anyways for storage, so it just made it easier than trying to drill more holes and trying to fish this through all of this. There's not a lot of room left. You can see from this side, it's pretty cluttered in there so far. So yeah, I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Plus, where I wanted to drill through for it, there's a lot of reinforcement. I didn't want to drill through all that, so I'm just trying to pick up pace. But whoops, yeah, as you can see, it's coming along. So the bathroom is going to definitely be the hardest part, minus the electrical. And the electrical is not hard, it's just tedious and time consuming. So I don't know, we'll see how the rest of this goes. So when your bus isn't square, you gotta cheat sometimes, and I'm trying to cheat this edge trim to not fit a corner that's totally square. And yeah, there's certain things that I decided that, hey, you can't be perfect, you just got to get it done. But this particular board, if it's not at least halfway decent, it is going to be very, very, very noticeable. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. And I got it. All right, so back into the electrical. Finally got all the stuff in, I think, to hook up the solar. So it's going to be a fun long day of crimping, cutting, and running wires. Getting a late start as per usual, so we'll see how this goes. Fun times. All right, so calling it quits for the day, but made a lot of progress. Might not look like it, but it is. Built all these wires. Actually got further today than I was expecting, so I think that's the first time I've been able to say that. My friend Karen, she came and reupholstered some chairs that I'm hoping we'll be able to use in the bus. It's one of those things where I don't know if they're going to fit until I actually go and put it all together. So we will see how that goes. And there's my dog peeing under the bus. All right. Refrigerator, hooray. All right, so got some good news. Hopefully my friend Rich is gonna be a badass and drive up here from SoCal to help me knock out the bulk of the last bit of construction that we do. I say last bit, it's like mostly done, right? So the electrical, it's always tough. It's just really slow. Just about done. I think I have 2 wires left to connect the solar, like the whole charging system, minus the breaker box, because I'm having trouble figuring out where I'm going to put the box to make it easy to work on and all that stuff. Where I wanted to put it originally is not going to work. I also had to get a different breaker box because the one I got requires, the one I ordered, I didn't realize it was like a solar company and it requires their breakers to make it work. So I don't have time to get their breakers in, so I just went and grabbed one from Home Depot, but unfortunately it's a little bit bigger. So I have to figure out where I'm going to put it, and I feel like I've wasted an hour just trying to figure that out. So, all right, about to run the last main ground cable. Pretty tight fit back here. This is looking like spaghetti. Thick and strong. So, but overall I was very intimidated by trying to run this system. I never did it before and thought it was going to be pretty complicated, and looking at the drawings it was like, you know, this is going to suck, but it wasn't all that bad. You know, the main thing was getting all the right connections, and I over ordered some based off the diagram I used, because I don't even think I'm going to use them, but I guess it's better than not having enough. So yeah, that's that. So, power has been achieved. Still have a lot more wiring to do, but it's coming along.